Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another commentary video here. Today I got some news from No Man's Sky, and they finally released patch notes, and they have 3 patches out since of late. They're working on the 4th one, and the 4th one is a patch that's gonna work on additional improvements to performance and stuff like that, and they're gonna start adding in some stuff as the game stabilizes. So the important part here is that these 3 patches are focused on different areas. So let me just go through that quick. Patch 1 is more about support for hardware and more about that small, performance fixes and stuff like that, and making sure that the user knows which computer can run it, because some graphics processors cannot handle this game. Or this game is not supported for those graphics processors. That's a better way to put it. Patch 2 is more focused on bugs and like reported bugs, crashing, glitching, all that stuff. So that's patch 2. Patch 3 is more about, like, as well as crashes and stuff, it's more about quality of life and just straight up performance as well, and just making sure that the game is working as intended. And patch 3 is a little smaller, it seems like, than the rest of the patches, but it should fix a bunch of smaller bugs. So let's get started here. Let's see what patch 1 has to offer. I'm just gonna go through these, and then I'm gonna link to a place where you can read these yourself. And yeah, let's get started. Well, patch 1, as I said, it's about hardware support. So they're working on, or they did add AMD Phenom support, which they didn't have before, and they wrote a lot of assembly code to do this, and seemingly we have Phenom support now. And Havoc Physics is a library which they created new libraries for the Phenom support, so that should be fine. Alt Tab, which wasn't working before, is now working. Okay, that was one of the weirdest bugs I've seen in a $60 game, to not be able to Alt Tab, but that's working now. They improved performance, specifically with the 8-threaded, Intel processors, because a 4-core Intel processor has 8 threads, right? Hyper-threading. But and on CPUs with 4 threads or fewer, they improved the performance as well. Frame rate stuttering due to shader caching. Okay, that's fixed. Alright, so that something was wrong with their shader caching, apparently, and they're writing a bunch of words here which most people might not understand, but shader is a program which is run for a game which fiddles with the graphics pipeline going between the processor and the card, the GPU processor and the screen and all that stuff. So it fiddles with stuff in there, and there was something wrong with the caching for that. Caching is basically saving some data and for later use, for quicker use later. That's caching. So something in there caused stuttering, and they fixed that, apparently, so that's good. I've seen this game now updated, and it's a lot smoother, just so you guys know. They fixed something with the max FPS cap on some GPU CPU configurations. They're saying, I think it was on almost all of them, setting it to 60 or 30 was not giving 60 or 30. It was causing stuttering and stuff, so they fixed that. Alright, so Radeon 6000 series support as well. Yeah, fine, which is good, but that card doesn't really support OpenGL 4.5 fully, but it still works. And the thing with this game is you need to support OpenGL 4.5, and some older graphics processors cannot handle that, so you're gonna have to know that yours can. Save corruption, which is like the core of this game. You're just grinding and grinding and grinding, and if you have a save corruption, well, you're pretty much screwed, because you're gonna have to go all the way back and do all that other stuff again, and that's not fun. I don't think a lot of people are gonna do that, no matter how fun it is buying a new ship and grinding Emerald. It won't matter. So, but they did find solution to try to prevent saves getting corrupted, no matter what's going on in background processes. So okay, there's something in patch 3 about this as well, where they're attempting to fix it. But alright, they're trying to prevent this stuff, at least in patch 1. Intel GPU detection. This is what I was talking about. This game does not currently support Intel GPUs because they don't support OpenGL 4.5, I'm pretty sure. So that is a problem, but they're working on maybe, hopefully, maybe getting some support for these later. Alright, but at least users will now know that they have an Intel GPU and it will not work. After they paid $60, they can get a refund. But yeah, G-Sync has been disabled by default. This is important because it causes a bunch of issues for a lot of people. Mouse smoothing, which is mostly helpful for sub 30 FPS. They have put this into, well, they have improved it at least, so that's good. It has been improved to prevent hitching or stuttering, and is now adjustable through the options menu in mouse smoothing, so that's great. It defaults to off. That's good to know. Alright, so that's it for patch 1. For patch 2, as I said, it was more about crashing and bigger bugs and stuff like that. Improve stability and make sure players' saves are safe in the future. So let's see here. They start off with saying stuck under the world. Well, some players who save their games get stuck under the terrain, leaving them stuck because there's no way to get out. You can't, if you don't have any grenades, maybe you might not be able to blow yourself out or something like that, or if you're far down, right? And this is apparently caused by getting shot down in the atmosphere and their ship reaching ridiculous speeds as it is crashed onto the planet. This should have been resolved now, apparently. Whilst it won't happen anymore, you're currently already stuck under the world. We detect this and do our best to rescue you. Okay, well, at least you won't be stuck down there forever. You just have to wait. That's good. Okay, crash after warping. Alright, occasional, at random, the game would lock up after a warp. This is true. This has happened a lot. Or return to desktop. Yes, this happened on both platforms, PS4 and PC. This was due to very specific timing in hardware. A thread specific bug. Okay, this is really big stuff here. You need like to make sure threads are working at the right time and not trying to access the same variables in memory at the same time. If you know how to program and code, then you should understand that. Otherwise, you should just know that that's a bad bug and they're fixing it. Meaning that unfortunately for some people it was regular, and for others they would never be able to recreate it. This was our most reported crash during gameplay and has now been resolved. So that's great. It has been resolved. Good to hear that. That is awesome. Okay, game failing to save. Another save problem. Game failing to save until you died. If the player died and then loaded the game 10 times without saving and then died, player progress wouldn't be saved. Sorry, I can't speak today. From then on until you died again. This is fixed now, so that's great. It is good. So you don't have to die to save. That's a good thing. Crash fixes in scanning. So okay, this is a rare crash apparently. Used to happen when you scanned, and this should be fixed now. That's not something fun. That is not good, because scanning is like 90% of this game. All you do is click that goddamn scan button and you're walking around and stuff, so that's great. Crash warping inside a freighter. Okay. When warping into a battle sometimes, the player warped into the inside of a freighter and everything went crazy. This is fixed now. Thanks. That's great. I don't like when everything goes crazy. Well, at least you can play the game now after patch 2. Well, patch 3 is out as well, and patch 3 is targeted. What are they writing here? Target at our next most common support requests. Okay, well that's the same thing as patch 2 almost, just like bugs and quality of life. So fixing the next most common crashes, as well as trying to help players who have become stranded or have corrupted their files. So stranded in space station. Wow, this isn't good. If you died in your ship while in atmosphere of a planet with a damaged ship, you could respawn in a space station with your launch thrusters and pulse engine damage. If you did not have the resources to fix them, then you could no longer take off and be stuck there. This is true because, as you know, you have to go and actually gather resources to keep yourself alive. And if you're in a space station, you can buy stuff, but if you don't have any credits to buy stuff, you cannot leave. That is very bad. But it is a survival game, and that means you haven't really thought about the future. But it's a bug as well, so I don't know. Whatever. They're gonna have to fix that. Loading corrupted save files. Some players have corrupted save files. Yes, this is true. We've been working with them to still load save files even if they're corrupted. This can happen for many reasons outside of the game's control. This fix has allowed many players to still load their save even if they have become corrupt on PC. That's a good thing. That's great, because a lot of time will be saved. Because usually, sometimes you just have to save the relevant data. You don't have to save or load the relevant data. Excuse me. You have to load everything in a game when you're creating a game, and then when you save the game again, the relevant data will be overridden as well as the corrupt data into something more logical. So that way you can fix your load corrupt save files and stuff. So that's great. I've been through that. We've done that a little bit. So that's good to know. Let's see. Okay, crash fixes for next 3 most commonly reported issues. As the player gathers a huge amount of discoveries, there was a threading issue, again a threading issue, that becomes more prevalent, the more discoveries you have, and could cause the game to crash. If you had collected a large number of blueprints in a specific order, it was possible to crash the game when you received a new blueprint. That has been fixed. That's good. That's good. Oh, all these small types of crashes is just disheartening to know that you can lose progress over something like that. So players who set a large number of waypoints could find themselves in a situation where they could crash the game in the galactic map. This is remedied now. P.S. A better waypoint system is coming. Okay, so they're working on that as well. That is great. That's good to hear. That's good too. That's really good to hear. Now they have a lot of support tickets left. Alright, they have like, this should like remedy about 70% of their current requests, support requests, but there's like more rolling in all the time. And we're working on the next 30% right now. So all you have to do is if you're experiencing issues, mail to support@hellogames.co.uk, and they will do their best to resolve your issues. But remember, Intel GPUs, if you have one, that's the integrated Intel GPUs and stuff, do not buy the game yet because it is not supported. You need a card with OpenGL 4.5 to fully run this game, or to actually run this game at all. And if you have any of these issues before, if you had them, they should have been remedied now. Now, let's see. What do I think about this? Well, I mean, this is great. They're working pretty quickly to fix and resolve these issues. But the game is still $60, and this is an issue. And from the stuff I've seen and from stuff we've done, the thing is that this game is like, pay $60 now. You got all this. You can run around. You can like visit any planet, visit anything, and just scan all these animals and plants. But in the end, it's a sci-fi view screenshot game, right? Like this is nothing really more to it. And then they're saying that they're gonna release more content, base building and stuff as they go along. Hopefully, as they go along. They haven't confirmed anything, but they're saying they might. And there's stuff coming, but you paid $60 now to get that stuff later. And he said, Sean Murray actually said in a tweet, or in some interview, that he was naive to say that all the DLC for this game was going to be free. So that means it won't be. So you paid $60, and then you're going to have to pay some more of that cash money to get all that base building stuff. For an indie game, okay, for some game where you just go around scanning stuff, at least they should put in some type of, progression system other than just finding new ships and weapons. Maybe a leveling system, maybe something there, something small, just something that can keep you going. I mean, there isn't really a lot here in substance wise. I mean, there's everything you can imagine, animal, plant wise and planet wise. You can find all kinds of stuff, but what are you doing in the end? You're landing on that planet, flying around, you're finding emerald, you're gathering the emerald, you're going up, you're selling it, and you're looking for a new ship. And you come back down and you look at these mushrooms, funny looking animals flying around. So I don't want to down the game too much, but there needs to be some more stuff here for a $60 game. Okay, there needs to be some more stuff here. Actually, a bunch of stuff. Maybe some type of mission thing, distress signals, go and, distress signal in this galaxy over here, or distress signal on this planet, go and check it out. It's alien invasion, invading some colony. Oh snap! Pew, 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 pew. You shoot the shit out of those motherfuckers, and then there you go. There you go. That's something like that with a leveling system would be great, but all you do is you scan this shit planet and you run around and you try to gather emerald. That's all you do. And plutonium. And then you get shot at it for trying to survive. Okay, you get shot by sentinels for trying to survive. On a planet which has next to unlimited plutonium. They're crying over you breaking one little plutonium crystal. So you have that as well. And there's a bunch of random alien stuff everywhere. Alien gooey stuff. And yeah, you just have to go and try to find some type of lore to follow here as well. There should be a little more of those action-y, like, I don't know, stuff. Just a little bit more. But that's my take on it. Good thing they're fixing it. The game is still fun, but I'd say wait a little bit right now while they're still fixing it. Then you buy it later to get the best experience. If you already bought it, well, you know what? Take a break. Do something else. When it's fixed, has some more substance, come back. I'm sure it'll be fun. We'll see till next Christmas. I'm actually still interested in the game because it's a great concept, but it's just executed a little poorly. And the PR team kinda lied about some stuff about the multiplayer and stuff like that. At least in my opinion. I don't know, I don't have any facts on this, but seemingly the multiplayer isn't as multiplayer-y as we thought it was, and there is no reason to not have a jump engine to go to your friend later on in the game that costs you a holy shit ton of money. But still, there should be something where you can just go to your friend and fly around the planet. Fine, then you don't have to add anything. Just let me fly around with my friend and shoot some ships and some animals and stuff and gather some emerald and maybe build a little shack or something. I'm fine with that. I'll survive in the galaxy with my friend, but I don't want to just go around looking at planets. So that's my take on it. But thank you, Hello Games, for making this game. I guess it's your dream game, I'm sure, and I don't want to put it down. I don't want to put anyone down who likes this game. I'm just saying that's my take on it, and it'll be a lot better within a few months, I'm sure. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.